Hello, it's Adam from Scan Pro Audio. Welcome to the Scan Keyboards channel. I'm joined with Simon from Yamaha.
Hello.
Back to share his wisdom and knowledge on the amazing Yamaha Genos 2 keyboard. I thought what we would do today is cover registrations. We'd look at playlist, of course, which is a new feature back in Genos, and of course is now in Genos 2 as well. So we could look at that and how we can use that great feature to enhance and to use with our Genos 2 at home and of course on the stage. Where do you want to start?
I think it would be good if we make some registrations each. You make a couple of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'll do the same, and then that would be nicely lead on to the playlist.
At the moment, we have got registrations. You can see we've got 6 that are active in our registration memory, but you've told us a top tip.
Yeah, those were in there they were there because the last set that we used.
Yeah.
They're there, so you could turn off now, come back tomorrow.
And they're still there.
The last set that you used are still in the panel.
But there is a way we can clear those to start afresh. Is that right?
If you know you're going to do some registrations today, before you switched on, you could have cleared these and started with a fresh. It doesn't make a lot of difference. You can actually individually
we can go in and delete them if we wanted to.
But it's just a nice way. If you know, I'm going to make some registrations this afternoon. When your keyboard is off, can I turn it off now?
Let's do it.
Yep. So turn it off. While the keyboard is off, if you hold the very top F sharp, and then turn on while you're holding it, what that will do is the rest of the keyboard is not being reset or anything. You're not losing any information. That has just cleared this registration memory, the 10, and the registration bank that you last used will be gone. Hopefully.
Well, we'll soon find out. There we are.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
it just top tip. Love that.
It just helps you have a fresh mindset of I'm going to make some registrations.
So these are all blank.
Yep.
Okay, so obviously you want me to put some in. So
why don't we
I'm not going to do anything fancy. So
why don't we do like a slow, medium and fast, and I'll do the same.
Okay, so we'll go for slow first.
Okay.
And I'm going to do like what shall we do? I'm going to go for a cool jazz ballad.
Nice.
Okay. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. Let's listen to the style first of all. Oh, that's very slow. I didn't want it that slow, so I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do... No, I am going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, right, I'm going to put some registrations in. So, of course, we can press memory and number 1, but one of the unique things with the obviously the Yamaha setup is it will remember any buttons I press. So, obviously, the one touch setting link is on. The auto fill-in button is currently on, which means when I swap variations, it will do a fill-in between. But I also want it to start with an intro. So if I press memory number 1, when I recall that registration, the intro will be lit. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then I want to switch that off. Because in number 2, I want it to be the same, but without the intro on. Well, I guess I don't need to do that. I want to change the sound.
You can do what you want.
Because obviously the intro will end, and then, it doesn't make sense. That's quite a nice one. So put that in number 2. Number 3, I'm happy with that. Number 4 is the same. And then number 5 is going to be the same, sorry, not with that on, but with an ending on this time. So that should work, shouldn't it? Intro, sound 2, sound 3, sound 4, ending. That's one done.
Are you not going to put any any variations?
Oh, yeah, I should do that. Yeah, well, remember. So, number 2 will move to B. Number 3 will move to C. Number 4, we're on D. And number 5, with the ending, of course, we're also on D as well. There we go. I didn't even touch the keyboard. I just know it will work.
You know it will work.
That's great. I'm going to play Misty.
I'm just going to have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's nice. I was just actually looking at how it's gone from piano and vibes and then flugelhorn and string. Yeah, that's
and of course, remembering our last video that we did, not only is it changing the sound, of course, it's changing the effects for the sound, it's changing the ambience for the style, it's doing everything.
Yep. Okay, go for it. Let's see what should we. Oh, are you going to give it a go?
We're playing now.
Well, I just thought you might as well.
I can't play Misty though. I just thought it would fit.
You could just do the first 3 notes. There you go.
I can remember that.
There you go. That'll do. Ending. Oh, you can play it then.
Ending. There you go.
Right, there you go.
Gone.
Okay, so you've made a whole
Mess.
no, no, I was going to say a bank. I call it a bank. I class 1 to 10. I call that a bank.
Okay.
Now, obviously, for some songs, you might not change sound. It might not be.
It might just have one.
It might do, yeah.
Because this is, I think, one point that a lot of people get confused about. Because many of us have come from an organ, or we've come from some form of instrument, whether it be a keyboard or an organ, that uses the piston sort of
and you had
memory 1, memory 2, but you only had so many spaces. You know, if you think back to, AL90 or whatever, you had your 16 registrations, but you only had so many slots on your floppy disk to put those in.
Yeah.
So you would literally always fill all 10. You might think, right, well, my first 5 are for Misty. My second 5 are going to be another song. Yeah. And then you forget which one's Misty and which one's the other song.
You kind of had to keep a note.
Yeah, you don't need to do that now.
No.
You might use 1, you might use 3. We've used 5.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
Yep. So I would suggest if we save those now, so to save that bank, as I called it, but we'll give the bank a name of the title of the song.
Nice.
Yep. So all you have to do, you can do either way. On the home screen, you can press up here where it says registration.
Yeah.
Or you can press these 2 plus and minus together to save this. Yep. So we'll save it into the keyboard by pressing File, and we're going to press Save. So remember, we're saving all of these from 1 to 10, even though those are blank.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a name of Misty. So press Save here. And a little tip, instead of having delete, if you press and hold, that will clear that all together.
Excellent.
And then you can put Misty, and I've got to put a capital M on.
I was going to comment, you do that every time. I like that. I like organised.
Organised, yeah.
Misty, there it is.
Yeah. Right. Yep. So you could do another one now.
Okay.
Yep. You can do another 5 or another 1 or another.
Or if I wanted to delete those 5 without switching the keyboard off, just to cover that, how do I do that?
So because it's saved, you're safe in the knowledge that you can just delete them. How many are you going to do in
Let's
this?
do all. Well, it'll probably be another 5.
Another 5?
I maybe don't need to delete.
No.
them,
So if you knew that this next bank, your sheet music, you've only got 3.
Let's say I'm going to do 4, so we can delete 1.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you were going to do 5 or more, just go over them. Yeah. Because there's no point.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah.
So to delete 1, what you do again, you go to the same place, either here, press these 2 together, or here, and in the registration, I should have shown you the 3 little lines in the menu. You can have a look at the actual individually what
you can see what's behind each button.
Bank edit. Okay. So that is just showing you the 5.
They've got stuff in these 5, so just click them, press delete, click them, press delete.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do something. I'm going to delete them all.
Oh, okay.
And the reason is I'm going to do something a bit funky on my next one.
Okay.
Right, so they're all blank now. You can see it's all gone, close, bam, start again.
That's it.
Okay, so this time I'm going to go into, let's have a look. What am I going to do? I'm going to do a Latin. I'm going to do some, I'm going to hit some Latin this time, and I'm going to go for guitar rumba. Happy with that? Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to cut that introduction. this time.
Yep.
In number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use that. I'm going to, again, keep it the same. I'm going to be really simple. I'm going to use the one-touch settings because they're all amazing. Number 2, I'm going to go to number 3 this time.
Okay.
Number 3. Oh, hang on. Let's just load that back in and then go to B.
Yep.
And I forgot number 1. I want it to go to A. Sorry. Then next registration is going to be number 3 on variation C. And then on number 4, it's going to be on variation D. And then my last one with the ending is going to be like that. And I just think it looks nice.
Okay,
For no other reason in that I'm not going to be able to press the wrong button now because these are off and don't currently work.
Okay.
So now...
That guitar's brilliant.
Wicked, yeah. See what the next one is. I'll move on because I'll be here all day. That's the ending.
Yep.
There you go.
It's done.
Cut that off. Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to save those ones then?
Yep. So we press menu. Is that no? We don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. What do we do? Press
You
that.
can either those two
Yeah.
together.
Then menu.
Yep.
No. Then file. Sorry.
File.
Then save.
Mm-hmm.
Save here.
Yep.
Oh, it says Misty. Press hold delete.
Yep.
Capital letter. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. Doing them all.
Doesn't matter.
Is that how you spell it?
I have no idea.
Besame.
Yeah, that'll do.
I'm going to put the full title in. Mucho. Okay. If I've spelled that wrong, put it in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how you spell it.
Kiss me much, apparently that means.
Okay.
But there you go. That's my next one.
Okay, so are these previous ones in here your...
I've no idea. We can get rid of them. I've no idea what they are.
I'm just thinking that, just to note, these are alphabetical.
Yes.
Regardless of which, what date you made them. It's put them in there as alphabetical.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the ones
that are not
that
yours.
we don't need.
And then tomorrow somebody will tell you off for deleting their registration.
There we go. So it's tidied it all up.
Yep,
so those are my registrations in, of course, alphabetical order.
Yeah, and that's just set because it puts them in alphanumeric regardless. So if you we'll come on to that later because playing them in a different order is what playlist is all about.
You want another one, don't you?
Yes, please.
I'm running out of songs here. Let's have a look. I'm going to do something a bit different. What am I going to do? So many good styles. I know. I can't remember how to play it, but we can have a bit of fun. I'm trying to remember where it is.
Well, you could always search for it.
Don't need to. Found it, mate.
I was going to say you could...
Okay. So this time, I'm going to, before I go into that, I'm going to delete these 4.
Okay.
Because just to, refresh us all on how we do it.
Yep.
So we go into here, registration bank edit.
Yep.
And then we select one.
I've got a little tip here for you.
Go on.
You can actually select more than one.
Here we go. I'll tell you what. That's why you work for Yamaha. There we go. So
that's why you do each one individually.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So I blank them off. So for this time, I'm going to go for introduction number 2 this time, onto variation A with sound 1. And then I want it to be number 2 on variation B in sound 2, C, number 3, 4, number 4, 5 is my ending.
That's intro.
That's intro, sorry. Ending.
Yep.
That's it. 5. Done.
That's it.
So what does it sound like? Another great style. Sorry, I didn't change there, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. Then it goes into... Oh. And then, of course, the ending.
That's good.
And so on. Yeah, happy
Nice.
with that.
Yep.
So to save it,
Yep.
go into here, into File, Save.
Yep.
Save here. Give it a name. I'll give it the name of the song, which is called Elan. Save. Done.
Yep.
That mean finished now?
That's you finished now.
Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Your turn.
You're get a cup of tea now.
Yeah.
I'll just do... I'm going to do the same as you. I'm just going to pick three random styles, basically.
And of course, at any point doing this, while you're picking something, we can, of course, we don't have to use the one touch settings. Of course, you can put your own sounds in there. Nice. You might want to, but again, like we did on the last video, the registrations that are in there, the one touch settings are so good. You do quite often find you don't need to.
I like that one. Yeah. And then I'm going to go for D with... Okay, that's the one I'm going to have. I'm just going to listen to the ending. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have.
Okay.
So that one with the brass, number 4, and ending 2. I'm going to put in number 3. So I need to get rid of those two as well. So press there. Menu, edit, and those two delete. But keep the others.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, so that's going to be called delete that. Just to annoy you now, I'm not going to put a
You've messed it up. You've not even given it the proper name, and you've not put the cap. I'm not having that. I need to change that. I'm not having that. How do you do it? I can't remember how you do it now.
I shouldn't have done that, really.
You shouldn't have done that. You've made me go.
No, you can do it. You can do it here. There.
That's
no. Sorry.
There.
File. Rename.
Rename. That's it. I knew it was somewhere.
And then rename.
Rename.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start again. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it to isn't.
Okay.
Isn't.
You've not got an apostrophe in.
I know, I'm sure there isn't, but I'm
yeah.
There you go. Done.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah, isn't she? Okay, so that's one.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. I'm going to look for something that's going to give me a bit of inspiration.
What would that be? Oh, this is an old classic.
Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Using AI fingered chord as well. Loving it. Check out our video when I forgot what the name of the video was called. Questions you might be too embarrassed to ask.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have that one, and I'm not going to use an intro because I'm going to play my own on that one.
Ooh.
So, memory 1.
Yeah.
Although, here's a little tip for you. You said about the intro, remembers?
Yeah.
So does sync start.
Yes, it does.
So you can do that and sync start. So you now know that as soon as you press 1,
away you go.
Yep. And then I'm going to choose my own voice now instead of a one touch setting.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose that's a nice one. That's nice. I quite like that one, but oh, that's heavy. You're thinking, just pick one, Simon.
Yeah, well, not all day.
I like that.
But they're all dolls.
That's a nice one. But I want it a bit louder.
Okay. So really editing, deep editing here.
Yeah, we're done with that. Yeah, that'll do.
Happy?
We'll have that in number 2.
Still on the same variation, or are you going to mix it up?
I'm going to turn off OTS.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
So that I can go for B,
but it
because if
doesn't
I'd
change the sound.
have pressed B with that on, I would have lost my guitar.
Yeah.
Don't really care about that, but it doesn't matter either way because the style will be on. And then I'm going to go. Here's a good tip as well. I'm going to go back to the organ that I had,
okay.
but just copy that into 3 because I can.
Yeah.
It's probably easier to remember that you're just going through 1, 2, 3,
rather than going 1, rather than go back. Yeah,
back to 1. So that one, we'll save that now here. And am I allowed to just put whiter? Or
yeah, you can do that.
Is that
I'll
all
let
right?
you off. Since it took you so long to select your sounds, I'll let you.
Save here.
As long as you put a capital, I don't care what you do. Thank you.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, have I got one more to do?
You can if you want.
I think I have. I think it's just good we do 3 each. This is also good because it's showing people.
It's repetitive, so you can see.
Yeah, but not only that, it's
missed it the first time. You've got another 5 attempts to watch it to get it. How exactly we do this?
Yeah,
What are you
I'm
gonna
just
pick?
thinking it sort of showcases the styles as well, doesn't it? I'm looking for something. Actually, I saw one earlier while you were looking for a style that I really like. But now I can't remember. You were looking through these.
I was in rock, I think.
Were you?
Yeah. Which one was it?
Can't remember. I saw it pop up on the screen. I was like, oh, let's do that one. Let's just do that one.
Okay.
80s musical ballad. Just see. Okay.
What are we doing for this one then?
So this is just another like small little tip. I remembered that I got a really nice guitar in number 2 from my last thing.
Yeah.
But I'd like it without rhythm.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is go here.
Yeah. So you've loaded the guitar.
Loaded the guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll just now, because one touch setting's off, all I need to do is go back
Change
to the
the
style where I was. And now I've still...
You've got that guitar
nice one.
up with the rhythm.
And just because I'm a bit of a diva, I'm going to have a little bit of extra reverb on my guitar just because I can.
Yeah. Why not?
And a bit less chorus. Not that I'm picky or anything. Yeah, it sounds nice. I'm going to keep that one. That's just how I want it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have intro 1 for that one. Intro 1, and that's going to be memory 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't mind what's in the next 2. So I'll have that off, put that in memory 2. And then number 3, I'm going to have ending 1 and memory 3.
Great.
That'll be all right.
Yeah.
So we'll just save that one. Save. And this one is for... Okay.
So we've now got our 6
songs.
songs.
Yep. 3 of yours, 3 of mine, but it doesn't matter. You could have made them all yourself.
Yeah.
So I thought this would be a good place to...
So that's in a word, that's registration.
Yeah.
So to get those back, you switch off your keyboard, you switch it on, you go up to here. There's my registrations. Yeah. They can be on your USB stick. They can be on the keyboard. That's it.
Yeah. And if we'd have... if you've got a friend who's got the same keyboard, you could have saved them on the stick. You could email them to them.
Take them to, yeah, absolutely.
Go around there, bring your...
And then, of course, in the menu there, we've got the option to rename them as we did.
Yep.
You've got the ability to see what's in each one.
Yep.
So you can see so just to recap that. So the Isn't She Lovely one that you made.
Yep.
You go into menu, into registration bank info. It's quite a nice screen to be on sometimes when you're using your one-touch settings, because you can see exactly what's coming up in each of the buttons.
Yeah. You can actually also touch these.
Yes, and you can also see what's active and what isn't. So like we spoke about on the last video, even that first sound that you've got there for the harmonica sound, you've also got a funk clav in number 3 and a studio grand waiting for you in number 2, even though they're not selected. So it's quite a nice thing there. You've also got the ability to mess with the mixer. You can do a registration sequence, which is taken from the old organ world. On the organ, you used to say, I want to start at number 1, jump to 3, jump to 2, back to 3, number 1, number 8, number 7, and you'd flick it through with a kick switch. That's what registration sequence is.
Yep.
You can literally input what button you want to jump to what.
Yeah.
So that's registration.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few more little things you can do, but we can either come back to that in a different video, or we can move on to playlist, and then
It's entirely up to you.
it depends how far you want to go into registrations. I think probably we'll leave it for. Have we done a freeze one?
No.
So we'll save that then. We'll
do registration advanced. Love it.
Advanced, yeah. You get certificates. Yeah, we'll leave that there then. So we've done our registration. So this is about playlists, and some people have been a bit confused about playlists, but the way I like to describe it is the reason I got you to make 3 and I made 3 is that we can make a playlist now that is effectively either for a book of music or an event, or you might be playing a concert.
Yeah.
And you might want to sort out what song I'm going to play first, or somebody may have asked you to play at a concert and said, could you do 30 minutes? So you could make a playlist just for that 30 minutes. Or it might be, we only want you to play 3 songs just before somebody comes on.
Or as we, most of us play at home, you might have a book. You might have complete keyboard player book 1.
Yeah, and then
so you make a registration for every song that's in the book.
Yeah, White Roads of Athens on there.
And then your playlist allows you to put them in the order of your book.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the idea. And I think if you have that in mind, playlist is about organising the registrations that are in the keyboard.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll make a new playlist. And we can sort of go right from scratch, I suppose.
Yeah.
So over here, your playlist button here, there's an example one that comes in the keyboard, but we're going to make a brand new one.
Okay.
And I think the first thing we'll do is we'll make a playlist that's just your songs that you did. Continue. So if you want to bring in a registration, you can press on here, search from your bank of registration. So if you thought, I know I was going to play, what's the title of one of your Elan?
Yeah.
Elan. You could either bring it up here and
search for it. Because if you can imagine, over the many months and years of owning your keyboard, you might have hundreds of registrations.
You'd have a lot more than 6, won't you?
Yeah, certainly will.
Or you can actually, if you know where it is.
Yeah.
So either way, we'll go from select registration.
Yeah.
So which one are you going to?
I'm going to start with that. It's a great opener.
Okay.
So
and then add to playlist.
Add to playlist.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
So
let's do another one.
Yep.
And then I know where it is. So the second one, we're going to go into Besame Mucho. Add that to playlist. And then to end my little spot. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. To end my little spot, it was Misty.
Yeah,
because everyone will be asleep by then, and if not, they will be after that one.
Yep.
So that's my now finished.
Yep. So what we can do, you can see now that even though when you store them in the keyboard memory, it puts them alphabetical.
Yeah.
This is in an order that you.
I've decided.
But you might decide actually. Besame Mucho is a bit more of it's a nicer way to end, because Misty's quite slow. So rather than end on a slow song, you might think, So what you can do is select that song.
Yeah.
And you can actually move it up or down.
Easy as that.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
I know it's quite difficult because obviously the setup in theory is very like on the 5X, where you've got songbook, which is like your registrations, and then you've got set list, which is like your playlist. But the problem is sometimes in PA5X, unless you know how, which is really difficult, you can't, once you've made your playlist order, you can't then edit it.
Right.
With this one, it's really simple. Like you've done there.
Yeah.
You just simply highlight it and move it up and down. And it's done.
Yeah.
Really,
or
really
you could even say, actually, I don't think I'm going to play that song at all. You could delete it.
Yeah. Done my gig. Mister didn't work.
Yeah.
Delete.
I think next time I'll do this. So then you can do that, and then you can actually save this as a playlist. So this is saving. The registrations are already saved. Think of this as the playlist is effectively just the order.
Yeah.
And then you could go here, save here, and we'll call this Adam. I mean, it would be better to call it something else. if it's for a book, of course, you'd call it the title.
Book, or you're doing a concert at the weekend, at a pub.
I'd say call it the venue or the event if it was a birthday party or whatever. And do that. So there, and then that's your playlist done.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. So I'm going to do mine now. So I'm going to press new, and continue, and then I'm going to add. Let's go for. I'm going to start with "Isn't She Lovely," and "Whiter Shade of Pale."
Oh, I see.
And "Wonderful Tonight."
Here. You can do more than one at once.
That's right. And it doesn't matter what order,
because you're going to adjust them in the
and then add to playlist.
So imagine you've got hundreds of registrations and they're all in alphabetical order, and you've got your book in front of you with the contents from the book. Doing it that way is a really easy way, because you're right. Find the first song, find it.
Yep.
Next one, find it. You just do it all in one go. So those three now have been put in there.
Yep.
But they may or may not be in the right
That's
order.
right. So you might think, well, actually, I think I will put. I think I'll start with "Wonderful." So there you go. And I'm just going to save that as my playlist now. Save here. There you go. Okay, so
done.
Yep, that's done now. So
now, one thing I'm going to do, because obviously when I played my concert, it didn't really go down very well. So what I want to do is I want to go into my playlist.
Okay.
So I press it.
Yep.
So there it is.
Yeah.
But I want to change it, because Misty,
it just didn't really go.
It worked well, but it needed something a bit more up-tempo after it.
Okay.
So I'm going to add something, and I'm going to nick your "Isn't She Lovely," because it went really well.
Because you thought it went well.
Yeah, but I don't want it there, because it needs to follow Misty. So I'm just going to change it, and then save. Save here. Give it the same name.
Yeah.
He says, "Are you sure you want to overwrite it?" Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I want to just quickly edit mine.
Yeah.
Because of course we can, after the fact, edit.
And although this would be an unusual circumstance, say you and I were both playing the same concert, we're both playing the same instrument.
Yeah.
You might want to make a playlist that is your playlist and then followed by mine.
Yeah.
Which you could do, because it's for an event.
Yeah, yours then followed by mine, of course.
or the other way around.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or sometimes I've been to concerts where they've played a piece and everyone was absolutely in amazement in the first half. There's a break, and then at the end they said, "Oh, can you play an encore? Can you play it again? Because we love that."
Yeah.
You could add that at the end.
Don't get many of them.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, it's about organising. You can duplicate, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And of course, just on your registration, sorry to just go back, but just while we're here, you can also, obviously, in the previous videos, we've talked about audio multipads. We've talked about putting an MP3 or WAV or whatever into the song section. It will your registration will remember that as well. It's not just styles, it's not just sounds, it's literally however the keyboard is set up.
Yes. So let's suppose now we're actually at the event. You're at the event now, and you're going to start your first song. So you just select the first one and press load,
and then that's it.
And here are your presets.
So I play my little gig. So I finish with Besame Mucho, load it in. There's my little colourful stripy registration bag. Finish it. Everyone boos and says, "Oh, that's rubbish. We need Simon." So then you step up, simply press that, and then away you go. There's your
I can press my load. I can do my little number one.
Because you made me play all mine, but
the pitch bend doesn't work. Fade out. I thought the pitch bend would do my little guitar, but it didn't work. Didn't think about it. Well, actually, why don't we see if that will work? So
let's get it set.
So why is the pitch bend not working?
Okay, so direct access it. Oh, hang on, press it on. Come on.
Okay, so
because it's not
turned off. Look,
this is one thing we said we were going to do a video on.
All right, okay.
Because this is, we're not going to do it now, but this is really unique.
Yeah.
Because direct access touch the wheel, you can actually now assign everything to everything.
Yeah.
What this does, what that does, forward, back, so on and so on.
Yeah.
So now
we'll save that then.
We'll save that, but now you need to resave your registration, don't you?
Yeah. So go to there, save the registration, press file, save.
But you don't need to redo your playlist because it's all that's doing is recalling the order, not actually what's in it.
So go to playlist, go to wonderful load. Now hopefully I should have. Yeah, I didn't put synchro on it that time.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then you can go, isn't she lovely? Press load and start your new, whatever it's going to be.
You were going to play your own intro to this.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't I?
Yeah, that's why you didn't have
it. Or was it at the end? I can't remember. Oh, no, it was at the end. It was this one. It was at the end. Yeah. It was that bit, wasn't it? Yeah. So how did that finish? That was it, wasn't it? That was it, I think, the ending. Yeah. And then, you can move on and you can see now. So one of the beauties about the playlist over the way we used to have to do it is if you had have made your registrations and chosen what song you're doing, by the way, it seemed like we made that joystick thing, but it genuinely wasn't working.
No, yeah.
But all we had to do was edit that registration,
just resave
but we didn't have to redo the playlist. So if you wanted to tweak your performance or your bangers, or your playlist is still there.
Yeah, and it's things like, because obviously as you're playing, or you're playing for your friends, or you're playing live, or whatever it is that you're doing, we all edit registrations, and you might find that you've played Isn't She Lovely and it went down really well. So you might want to do it again, maybe change the key, add a few more registrations. You can edit that registration, but you don't have to edit the playlist because it's remembered. All that is the order that those registrations are in.
And then the nice thing is that you might then have a concert coming up, or if it's not a concert, if you don't play publicly, it might be you get a book of music or playing for your family or just at home on your own. You can make a playlist for that, but the registrations don't have to be sort of pre-done. You can call them up. So we could still go to a brand new playlist now, and we could actually add every record. We could add all of these.
It could be a master one or something. And it's just in alphabetical order and they're all there or whatever.
That's it. And that might be the order you want to do it. You might want to start with that one.
The beauty, of course, with playlist is it's your playlist. It can be, so you could almost say, right, well, I don't necessarily play live. I don't necessarily play for friends or family or whatever, or do a gig in a pub on a Friday or whatever. It's purely for me. But I want my playlist to be songs from the 50s, and then another one might be songs from the 60s and 70s and 80s. So that when you make a registration, I'm going to drop that one in the 60s playlist, so that whenever I'm thinking, right, I'm going to play some songs from the 60s today, I'll load up my 60s playlist and then they're all there.
Yeah.
So you can completely do it as you want it.
Yeah.
Like that. Playlist. Great feature. So we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we've finished that one.
Hey, well, that was good. Yeah, I like that. So that was a little bit of a deep dive into registration and playlists. So don't forget, any comments or questions, concerns, please pop them in the comments there. And obviously we can maybe create more content for you at home. So thanks so much for Simon to come in as always. Thanks everybody for watching at home. Don't forget to check us out on scan.co.uk, and of course we'll pop a link in the description of the video to see where you can buy your lovely Genos 2 instruments. So thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.